Hello from the Living Coast Discovery Center. I'm so excited that you are here. Even though the center is closed to the public and I'm not able to lead coastal education programs daily, I still get to bring these fantastic experiences to you virtually. This video is the first in a series where I get to introduce you to some of our animal ambassadors. Today, I will be talking all about gopher snakes, and this is Oswald. Oswald is about 4 feet long, and they typically can be about 4 feet long, but some have actually been known to get up to 9 feet. Oswald's about 7 years old, and gopher snakes can actually live between 12 and 15 years in the wild, but they have been known to live for more than 33 years in captivity. Oswald is a very curious snake, and he'll be moving around constantly during my video, which is completely normal. Snakes are amazing animals, and I have so many incredible characteristics to tell you about them, but today I will be talking about some of them, and I will explore even more in future videos. You might have been doing some hiking or walking around in your neighborhood recently, and this is actually a type of snake that you can find locally in Chula Vista and San Diego. There are a type of snake that lives in drier areas, and they like to stay in the active during the day, and then they'll actually get more kind of slow during the night, except when it's really, really hot. Have you heard of snakes being cold-blooded? Well, this is also known as being ectothermic. This means that they use their environment to control their body temperature, so they get warm and active in the sun or under a heat source, and they cool off or slow down in the shade or underground. So they really depend on the temperature around them. When it is colder during the winter months, the snakes become much less active, and this is called brumation. This is similar to hibernation, but they are still awake, and occasionally they'll actually come out to drink some water or soak up some sun. So Oswald might become a little more active when I put him into my hands because they are actually nice and warmth gives snakes energy. In order to go from hot to cold areas, they need to move. And since snakes don't have arms or legs, they must use their bodies to slither. We use our bones and muscles to move around. So what do you think? Do snakes have bones? A lot of people think they don't have bones, but they actually do. Can you bend forward a little bit and feel those bumps on your neck and your back? Those are called vertebrae, and we have 33 of them from our neck all the way down to our tailbone. Snakes actually have between 200 to 400 of these vertebrae. So even though they don't have any arms or leg bones, they can move around by using their bones and their muscles. Check out this snake skeleton. You can see all the vertebrae coming down the back, and the other bones that you see are actually ribs, just like the ones that we feel on the sides of our body. So, as you see Oswald moving around on this pegboard, you can actually see him moving his muscles and bones to kind of hold on and move around. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, eek, a snake, isn't she worried about it hurting her? Well, first of all, I know gopher snakes are not venomous, meaning if I was to get bitten, it might hurt, but it wouldn't be deadly. There are about 3,000 species of snakes in the world, and 600 of them are venomous, but only 200 of the species are actually venomous to or harmful to humans. That's only about 7%. And secondly, I have a lot of experience with snakes and handling them, and I've learned to watch for certain behaviors. And these behaviors are going to tell me if the snake is not really feeling comfortable or feeling stressed. So if I sense that the snake isn't ready to be handled or not feeling up for being out, I'll return it to its enclosure and let it rest. Respecting the snake's behavior and making them feel safe are ways that I keep myself safe. If you ever see a snake in the wild, the best thing to do is stop, watch it slowly, and move out of its way. There are no snakes in Chula Vista or San Diego that eat people. Therefore, even though there are snakes that can be dangerous to humans, like rattlesnakes, there are no snakes here that are actively looking for a person to bite. People are usually bitten because the snake was feeling threatened, so it tried to defend itself. So if you respect snakes and don't make them feel threatened, they will leave you alone. Now, speaking of rattlesnakes, gophers, snakes can actually do something super cool to protect themselves. Gopher snakes can actually mimic or copy the looks and behaviors of a rattlesnake. So when a gopher feels threatened, they can flatten their heads, hiss, coil, strike, and even vibrate their tails. When they shake their tails near plants, it can even sound like a rattle. So all of these things, plus the fact that their color and pattern are similar to rattlesnakes, it makes them appear to be a rattlesnake. This makes potential predators like hawks, foxes, and coyotes stay away from them. But unfortunately, these characteristics cause them to be harmed by people because they think they're a rattlesnake. So, like I said before, snakes in our area do not eat people, and many of them are really good for our ecosystems. So the best thing to do is just to leave them alone. These snakes don't eat people, but what do they eat? Any guesses? If you said mice or rats, you're correct. They will also eat other small mammals like gophers, and also eggs, birds, and sometimes insects or lizards. Gopher snakes are a type of snake that is called a constrictor. So they also use their muscles and bones to squeeze their prey before they eat it. Now, since snakes don't have arms or hands, they have to make sure that the animal isn't going to scratch or bite it before it puts them into their mouths. There are a lot of small mammals, and these mammals typically eat plants or insects, and many small animals also carry a lot of diseases. So, by eating some of these mammals, snakes can actually make sure that all the plants and insects aren't eaten up, and they also help to keep us safe. So a healthy ecosystem has a balance of all the species, and snakes actually play an important role in keeping this healthy balance. Wow, we have learned a lot about snakes. Ready for a quick quiz? I bet you're going to do really well. Question 1. Are gopher snakes venomous or constrictors? Constrictors. Question 2. What type of snake can a gopher snake imitate or mimic? A rattlesnake. Well done. Question 3. Do snakes have bones? Yes, they do, to help them move around. And question 4. What do you do if you see a snake? Leave it alone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have learned a lot about snakes. The more we understand about the animals around us, the more willing we are to protect them and support them. So please help us spread the word. Go find someone and tell them at least one cool fact about snakes. Oswald and I will thank you. Bye.